Oh boy, oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with another episode of Rants and Raves. Welcome back to the inn. Welcome back to the inn. Kick your boots off, grab a cold beverage, or a hot one, whatever you prefer. And we are going to go over our usual rantings. Forgive the attire. We've been at work. It's been a long, hot day. So here we are. But I digress. So, as usual, there's a couple links down in all of the description of my videos. The first link you will find, ladies and gentlemen, is to Death Touch's Corner. Death Touch's Corner. There's a lot of content that we cover on this particular channel. There's World of Warcraft, League of Legends, streaming content, men's advice, men's dating advice, that sort of thing. Just normal guy stuff, I suppose. So the first link you will find is to Death Touch's Corner. Death Touch is a very good friend of mine. He covers all World of Warcraft content and more specifically hardcore content. He does rogue things. He is all about that rogue life. He is the scummiest, most vile, most wicked rogue you will ever not get your hands on. So if you like rogue things, if you like shadowy things, if you like pointy things in the back, if you like things that go Gah! Then Death Touch's Corner is the place for you. Go check out his channel. He's definitely got that content down for you guys. The next link you will find is to my my other very good friend, Miss Truey. Miss Truey covers all things streaming things specifically. If you're looking to get into streaming, either for a hobby or for the purposes of making money, YouTube, OBS, Streamlabs OBS, whatever streaming content there is available, Miss Truey is the channel to go to. All of her videos cover all things streaming. So if you want to get into it, that's the spot for you. And the next link is for Mr. Nice. Now, Nice is not a personal friend of mine. I wish I knew him personally. Unfortunately, I do not. However, I have been watching Nice for many years, along with Glacier, along with Hashinshin, along with Solo Renekton Top and Solo Renekton Only, I believe, and a few others. However, out of all the League of Legends streamers, Nice is definitely, in my opinion, one of the more informational for your climbing, for your playing needs. So, because we cover World of Warcraft content, Death Touch's Corner is one of the primary ones you will want to check out for that rogue content. Now, are there other World of Warcraft streamers? Yes, of course. There's Talius and Nevatel, fantastic channel. Asmongold goes without saying, fantastic channel. Let's see. There was another one that I could think of off the top of my head. I can't remember the name now. Anyways, there's lots of channels. However, for the rogue things, for the spooky ganky things, for the PvP things, PvP, go check that out. Are there lots of YouTube streamers out there who cover content on streaming? Absolutely. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but if you just type in, how to start streaming, there's, 30 videos that'll pop up. However, Miss Truey is definitely the place for you in regards to the beginner aspects, at least. Are there lots of League of Legends streamers, as we just went over? Absolutely. Glacier, Hashinshin, Midbeast, okay? There's lots of other content creators out there, but I mention those three specifically because they are very dear to my heart. Go check them out and go give the channel an interest, yeah? Without further ado, let's get into our video now for the evening. So, Mr. Tate, Mr. Andrew Tate, As I've mentioned many times before, many times. I am a broken record. I am a broken record, chat. Um, 3 years ago when my ex left me, I was 7 years into an us type of relationship, an us type of well, relationship. Um, I lost track of who I was just by default. I think. I mean, I can't blame it on her or I. Well, I mean, yes, me. But um, when you're with someone for so long, you stop becoming you and you start becoming us. I think that's just the nature of healthy relationships. And while there were a great many things that were toxic that we had to learn along the way, um, I think we were mostly not toxic. There were things, of course, that prohibited things from progressing, and we ended up breaking up due to the compiling of those things. However, when she left, I had no idea who I was, no idea where I was going, and I came across people like Jordan Peterson. Um, Over on Rational Males, I came across Fresh and Fit. I came across, I want to say his name's Josh, with uh, the Joker. Joker, okay. Um, I came across Richard Cooper with Entrepreneurs in Cars, and there was just a lot of, ironically, and I don't know why they popped up all of a sudden, like as of 3 years ago specifically. I don't know why they popped up at the time that they did, but thank God they did, because here I am now, a very different man with a very different mindset compared to the man I was 3 years ago. So I found these clips, these videos, and started really honing in on the message, on the purpose and necessity of direction and guidance. And it became very apparent to me that there was a lot of things being talked about that not only I wasn't aware of, but also that many men that I know of personally, or knew at the time, weren't aware of as well. And so here we are, at the tavern, and I promise we will be getting into much other content later down the road. I have some other cameras to pick up so we can set things up in the kitchen and start doing some culinary stuff, some coffee stuff. I know you motherfuckers like coffee, okay? I know you like coffee. But chai teas, tea stuff, coffee stuff, food stuff, basic tavern stuff. So we will be getting into other aspects of the channel as things progress. However, for now, we need a foundation. And that foundation, I mean, what's the foundation of a tavern? It's home, right? It's rest, it's discussion, it's what's the word I'm looking for? Camaraderie. Okay. So we have our smoke, we have our drink, um, and we're going to discuss all kinds of things. But for today's video, I apologize. It's been a long, hot day, chat. I promise I'm going to get my smelly ass in the shower here shortly. But I wanted to go over this with you because I found this a couple days ago. This is very inspirational. And if I had if I had the camera set up, I think I have a pretty decent mic. But if I had the better camera and then, of course, a green screen and all that, which we'll get to eventually down the road, we could be doing similar things. However, you must give credit where credit's due. Andrew Tate is a man among men. And it takes an amount of battle. It takes an amount of fighting to make armor worth its weight in gold. It takes years and years and years of working with your hands to attain calluses, right? It takes years of experience to learn a trade or a craft or any other important thing. And no amount of advice will bypass the natural way of having to experience things. However, with that being said, there are some grains, some little tidbits of knowledge, of wisdom that we can share and impart on one another that don't necessarily require having to have gone through it for you to understand it. And they are riddled throughout our videos. They are riddled throughout the content that we cover. And if, by God's grace, we can maybe shed just a little bit of wisdom and insight onto you viewers, onto you people who, you know, most of you have followed me over here from the YouTube lives that I was doing. If we can cover that in a different manner and maybe even give back, pay forward, so to speak, some of the things that we've learned the hard way, then that's what we aim to do. So without further ado, let's get into our video. We'll watch, we'll hang out, and we'll talk about it, yeah?
Because that's how life was. If we were still in the animal kingdom, the lions that you see on TV, they weren't just born big lions. They had to fight other lions. They had to fight to get that antelope. They had to fight other animals, hyenas, jackals. They had to fight to be the boss. We're living in a comfortable world now where people think, oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. But you know what? To some degree, it does matter. It does matter, and I'll tell you who it matters to. It matters to your soul, and it matters to God. I stand in the mirror with a pure heart. I know I am the best version of me that could possibly ever exist. I know that God is proud of me. There's nothing that God hates more than sloth and laziness. If God were to create a man and that man were to sit around and do fall, God will frown upon you. It's why you're never lucky. If you're listening to this and you think I'm never lucky, I'll tell you why, because God dislikes you because you're fucking lazy. Start to work. Start to show God the beauty of his own creations. You'd be amazed how lucky you'll become. Wow. God is unhappy with these people. And inside their hearts, they're unhappy. We talk about depression, anxiety, all those things you mentioned earlier on this podcast. That comes from self-loathing. You loathe your own weakness. You loathe your own laziness. This is what all of these things are. I don't feel depression. How can I feel depression when I'm the most powerful version of me that I could ever be? How can I feel depression when I could squeeze my own hand hard enough to break my own bones? How can I feel depression when I've smashed and destroyed 68 people's faces in front of me, men who thought they could test me in fair combat? How can I feel depressed? It's impossible. Do you understand?
Bro, you got like the best mentality, like brain, like ethic I've ever seen in my fucking life. Everything you're saying is just like that you've said is literally facts. I agree with like 100% of everything. So why do we? Okay, here's another question. Do you notice that like human beings naturally we don't care about things until it's gone? Like we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone. Do you know that? You know what I'm trying to say? Like appreciation. Like,
correct.
Why is that? Why do you think that? And do you feel that way? Like, are you very grateful? Are you appreciative of what you have? Like, you know how to speak on that.
Yeah, that's a mental trick. You have to rewire your brain. That's one of the things you have to rewire your brain to do. And the reason your brain needs to be rewired is because anyone who is watching this stream below the age of 30, your brain is already broken. And I'll tell you it's broken. I'll tell you why. Watch your friends when they're on TikTok. How long can they even focus on a video before they have to change? Half a second, a second,
Damn.
maybe. All of your minds are broken. You can't even focus on anything anymore.
You're right.
You are constantly distracted to the point where you can't even appreciate the good things in your life. You're distracted. Your minds are broken. You need to rewire your mind and resist the slave programming.
How?
They have I'll tell you how. First thing you have to do is identify it. You have to identify what is happening to you. I use my mind to break the trap. What I do is I allow my enemy to manipulate me on purpose. And then I use my mind to break the trap and punish the perpetrators. I will sit on TikTok for a day and I'll just enjoy TikTok. And by the end of the day, I'll watch myself, how quickly I'm looking to be entertained, how little time I give a video, how fucked I am. And then I'll blink and I'll cure my brain. You must allow yourself to be manipulated and you must fix it. All of it. You just talked about not appreciating the things you have. Then blink and cure your brain. It's a conscious decision. You're letting other people control your mind.
It's all distraction.
The Matrix is trying to control your mind. They're very good at it. That's what they do to control all of us. You have to break the trap. If you cannot control your own mind, let me make this point because it's extremely important. If you cannot control your own mind, then you are just a feather in the wind of life, because your own mind is the only thing you can control. You can't control the weather. Right. You can't control other people. You can't even control whether your heart stops beating. You might have a heart attack tomorrow. You can't control anything besides what you think. If you cannot control your own mind, then you go through life with zero control, zero influence. You can't control anything. You're just a feather in the wind, waiting for life to blow you from happy place to sad place to happy place to sad place, completely hoping on the gods to be fortunate to you, because if any genuine discomfort comes your way, you're fucked. It is trained like everything else in life. It is trained. So if you find yourself not appreciating what you have until it's gone, then you must blink and cure your brain. If you find yourself unable to focus or concentrate on tasks, you must blink and cure your brain. If you find yourself unable to go and dedicate yourself to something you don't want to do, you must blink and cure your brain. Because all of our minds have been under constant assault for years. The way the mind functions, the way people interact, has changed so significantly in the last 10 years you wouldn't believe. If you go to a party today as opposed to a party 10 years ago, they look completely different. People are acting differently. People are on their phones now than ever used to be. Even now, people will go to places only to get an Instagram picture, even if they don't enjoy the place.
Wow.
It's all about pretending they're having fun as opposed to actually having fun. The entire paradigm of society and how we interact has now changed. Every single thing in the world is attempting to influence you. I'll give you another paradigm that people need to understand. I ask people have these beliefs. Doesn't matter what their belief is. Doesn't matter, they believe in something. I say, where did you get that belief from? And they don't know. Oh, well, it's just how it's supposed to be. We're just supposed to wear a mask, whatever it is, right? Where did you get that belief? Who told you that? And does that person have your best interests at heart? Think about it. Think about all the things you truly believe. Think where you learned it, and think if that person actually gives a fuck about you. Because the only thing you should be learning from is personal experience or people who genuinely care about you and love you. Most people are out here believing things and repeating things that were told to them by people who don't even like them, by their enemies. Everyone's mind is fundamentally fucked. All of it. Look at me. I'm a guy who decided to conquer social media. I blinked, I cured my brain, I used basic indefatigability, I used perspicacity, I used compendiousness, I used my mind, and I focused, and I conquered the world in a few short months. It's not difficult, there's just no competition, because everybody's distracted. They're getting distracted by this, distracted by that, watching Netflix, fucking jackasses. It's so easy to win if you can control your own mind, but it seems that nobody can. And that's how the people who run the world keep the world running, because they have all the slaves exactly where they need them to be, permanently distracted and semi-depressed, working their asses off in jobs which will never satisfy them and never pay enough money. That's the matrix.
It's a cycle. It's a cycle. Like it's a repeating cycle. Like people like get caught in it too. And the problem is too, schools like don't really teach the best things. I feel like
schools are designed to make you a slave. You're set up for slavery. Whole thing's a scam. The education system's a scam. The judicial system's a scam. The medical system's a scam. Look at these last few years. You're living in Canada. You haven't learned that everything's a scam? All of it. Oh, but don't worry. If things don't go my way, I'll get to go to court and have my say in court. Yeah, that's fair. We learned that doesn't mean a thing. The law doesn't mean a thing. Your rights don't mean a thing. It's all a scam. The only hope you have is to cure your brain, see the attacks which are coming from the Matrix, get a strong network of individuals such as the War Room, and then learn how to escape. Most people are so deep inside of their programming. What did Morpheus say in the Matrix? Most people are so hopelessly dependent on the system they will die and fight to defend it. Most people will sit here and pretend that the world they live in is just and fair because they are slaves, slave-minded. And to break the slave mind, to truly resist the programming, you have to understand what's happening to you. And this is only the beginning. I could talk about this for hours and hours and hours. But the basic answer to everything is you must control your mind.
Wow. Mind control. Damn, bro. What the fuck? I feel like I'm a changed man talking to you. It's crazy.
Good. Because I know you will change for the better.
So, our first the first point that we need to talk about here, and especially for the young men, well, and women, but for the young men who are lost, who are kind of feeling like they're in a way of life that is blowing them here and there with no real direction or course. The first step, of course, is understanding your own bullshit. And this doesn't just apply to dating, although primarily it does, but in all aspects of your life, you have to be aware of your own bullshit. I recently had a friend who became very self-aware that anytime he interacted with his father, he became very, very emotionally unstable. He became violently aggressive with his verbiage. He became very erratic in his thought processes, in his thinking, okay? And he made efforts for the better to stop associating with his father nearly as much, because him and his father's relationship is toxic, which I'm very proud of. And his life has started changing drastically. It became much, much, much more peaceful because he cognitively made the choice to go, I have to be aware of my own bullshit and my own red flags. And that was one of them. 3 years ago, when Sage left me, I had no choice but to go, okay, what am I doing wrong? And I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. The goal in starting this podcast, the point in this self-recovery of sorts, wasn't to be a better father to my daughter. It wasn't to be a better man for me. It was to get my ex back. It was an act of, I don't want to say it definitely wasn't an act, but it was an act of showmanship. It was, I want to show you with every ounce of being that I am willing to change for the better to make us work. And you can call that a selfish intention all you like, and that's fine. But the fact of the matter is that that's what had to put me on my path. Is that what keeps me on the path currently? Of course not. She's gone. It's done and over with. It's been 3 years. I've grown up quite a bit. She's changed in however the ways that she's changed, and life has moved on. But here at the tavern, here at the inn, here at this place of rest and comradeship, you have to be aware of your own bullshit and your own red flags. This is important to your self-awakening, to your self-esteem, to your self-consciousness, to every aspect of who you are. Okay? You have to be self-aware of your own shit. Step number 2. Figure out where your beliefs come from. Figure out what your beliefs are, really, but then figure out where they come from, okay? I was always raised in a general, between my parents and my grandparents, I was always raised in a household of the man takes care of everything. And it was a pretty patriarchal background for the most part. And I think most men have a general aspect of this. Most men growing up have a general patriarchal idea of how the household works. Now that changes, of course, as you get older and you become wise in your own ways and you discover things, blah, blah, blah. But this core belief system that makes up who you are, where did you get it? Well, what are they and where did you get it? Okay? This is crucial. Okay? My core beliefs came from a group of men, Dr. Jordan Peterson, Rich Cooper, Andrew Tate, these fundamental ideas of being self-aware, of being on a path of self-improvement, and being on a path at all, well, hello, is what's going to set you apart from other men and also put you on your purpose and your path in life. Okay? I don't do these videos for the benefit of me. This is things that I already know and have stored in my filing cabinet, in the back of my filing cabinet, okay? I have an encyclopedia. I might be autistic, who fucking knows? But at the very least, ADHD is a very real thing for me. And in my filing cabinet is lots and lots and lots and lots of useless facts that don't mean much to anybody but me. And among them are a sense of direction and a sense of purpose, because I personally believe and I'm paraphrasing with what Jordan Peterson said in many of his videos, is that a man needs a responsibility in life. Okay, you as a man, you need some form of responsibility, whether it's a rabbit, whether it's a cat, whether it's a dog, whether it's kids. You need something beyond yourself to work for, to work toward. This is a healthy thing for men. I'm a very needy individual. Just me, myself, personally. My good friend, in fact, has made fun of me many times. Many times. And in good faith. But for being the clingy, needy piece of shit that I am. And it's something I've been working on. However, I have a very hard time, as a father, and especially as a father, and I won't get into that, but as a father who doesn't get to see his child nearly as often as should be present, it's not something I can get out of my bones. It's not something I can get out of my person, out of my soul, out of my core being. Taking care of something, taking care of people, protecting people, which is also why I work in the job that I do as far as private security is concerned, because I take the responsibility of protecting people very, very seriously. And not just in regards to, of course, a physical aspect, although that is a part of the yearning, a part of the soul, a part of the direction that is me, Ironbeard, that is a part of who I am. But it's also in the taking care of, okay? In that process, of course, and as a very, what's the word I'm looking for? As a hopeless romantic type, okay? You are forced to learn how to make healthy boundaries with people, whether it's friends, and I have lots of friends. Well, I have enough friends, let's say. And creating healthy boundaries with specific people is a crucial part of your growth, just like anything else. So, as a man who, as a fellow parent, and as a man who has a dire need to take care of something or someone, I have chosen to get some kittens, as you guys have seen on stream quite a few times. And those cats, despite not being, of course, humans and or my child, having those cats gives me something to work toward, gives me something to work for, okay, in my daily life. I get to clean the litter box every day. I get to feed them. I get to play with them. I get to train them. I get to teach them. They've went from being scared and hiding behind my washer to now, sleeping on my chest and stomach every night. So having something to take care of and something to work for, I think, is a healthy aspect to us as men in general. So your core belief system has to be solid, and you have to be aware of where it comes from, okay? Like we discussed in the video, are you taking advice from people who don't care? Because you could argue, that social media is a matrix in of itself, and that's fine. But if you're good at something, you never do it for free, and that's why people like Andrew Tate have the War Room and have their own personal way of making money. Rich Cooper, same thing. A lot of his stuff costs money. His book, of course, costs money, which I've bought and went over several times. Nothing in life is free if it's worth something. It costs something. So my core belief system has always been present. However, it was compounded on by, at least my opinion, a group of men who care about other men. Jordan Peterson, Rich Cooper, Andrew Tate. These individuals, naturally make money and are intelligent in their making of money. So, social media is one of those faucets of revenue, naturally. However, I think it stands to reason, if you listen to someone talk long enough, then you kind of tell where they're coming from and where their intentions are, right? You could take me for whoever and however you like, but these videos that I do, this regurgitation of already present content isn't for my benefit, it's for you, because most of the people who come to this channel, who watch these videos, are people who know me in real life, off of Facebook, off of Instagram, off of just real life people, okay? And so the people who not really understand me, but the people who know me, who want to know my opinions and my outlook and my views, will obviously come here and find these things and go, okay, well, what's your input? So it's important that you have a background of not only having an understanding of what your core belief system is, but also understanding where you got it from. Because if you're getting, pick up advice, I don't know, how to get pussy, how to get women, how to get women's attention, how to manipulate women, dark psychology, that sort of shit. If you're getting these kind of information from people who don't care, and it's pretty obvious they don't, because, again, as we've discussed as well many times on this channel, you'll know a man by the fruit that he bears. You'll know a man by the fruit that he bears. Okay? The people around him will be weak. The people around him will be lacking in nourishment. The people around him won't be succeeding. So you'll know a man by the efforts, by the lives that he touches, by the dent that he makes in the universe. Okay, so if you're getting certain advice, whether it's dating, whether it's self-care, from people who aren't successful, from people who aren't walking the walk along with talking the talk, then it would stand to reason that you're getting poor advice, and that you should probably change the faucet in which you're getting your information, right? This is important. And then, of course, step three is breaking out of the matrix and doing what's right by you. Okay? You have to be able to be aware of your own bullshit so you can get out of the matrix and start being able to go, what's good for me and what's bad for me. And you have to be able to go, what's good for me and what's bad for me, so you can then apply that in a real world sense and start putting yourself on your purpose, on your path, and doing the things that you need to do for you, yes, most importantly you, but also for the people around you. Because believe it or not, and I know this is a missing piece of information in today's schooling and advice, but whether it's in regards to dating, or whether it's in regards to companionship, or whether it's in regards to family members, or whether it's in regards to your friendships, we impact everyone around us. Everything, in every way. And the more you entertain, and I've said this a million times too, wherever you put your attention is what's going to grow. Okay? And that's why it's very hard for people to put multiple pieces of attention in multiple places. I can't put an equal amount of attention into my friendships as I do my dating life. I just can't do both at the same time, right? Most people can't. You can't put efforts into making an impact in your job and trying to get that raise just as equally as you're putting efforts into your, let's say, your marriage. Okay, that's a very hard thing to do. So wherever your primary source of attention is being put to is what's going to flourish and grow. Hence why my levels of friendship have deepened with specific people over the course of the last several years. Which is why my self-care has improved quite a bit over the last several years. Which is why my funds have improved quite a bit over the last several years. Learning how to get into stocks. Learning how to, and despite as much as I fucking hate math, getting into math and percentages and trying to self-teach in regards to the ludicrousy that is just math in general. It hurts my head to think about, but you have to be responsible for your paychecks and paying your own bills, right? So you have to be able to put yourself on your path, okay? And I, as a man who's been there and done that, I can assure you I understand what it's like to not know where you're going or really what you're doing. You know, you get into a daily routine of waking up and making breakfast and going to work and coming home and playing some video games or whatever. And you do that over and over and over again. And at some point you have to wake up and break out of the matrix and go, okay, what am I doing wrong? And what can I do to fix it? It's either going to take someone leaving you that you've been with for 7 years to get you to wake up to this, or you can do it on your own. It's either going to take losing your best friend over some politics or drama or a video game, or you're going to do it on your own. Either it's going to take you losing your kids because you weren't a very good father and a husband, or you can learn it on your own. It's either going to take you losing your family and everything you think you know because of an alcohol addiction or a drug addiction or an addiction to lying, or you're going to do it on your own. Excuse me. Whatever the case is, you can either learn it the hard way, which in some way, shape, or form you are going to have to learn the hard way anyways, or you can take some of this wisdom, you can take some of this insight, you can take some of this advice from people who have been there and done that, and do your best to sincerely apply it to your life. I don't do these for my benefit. This is shit I already know. This is shit that I rehearse in my head on a daily basis. These are things that I apply in my life on a daily basis. I don't have a very big gap in wealth over the last 3 years. But I assure you I'm much farther now than I was then. And those who are here personally and know me personally have attested to this and will attest to this. I am a very different man than I was 3 years ago. And whoop-de-doo, pat on the fucking back. That's great. That's fine. But who am I to tell you, right? Who the fuck am I? I'm just some guy on the internet. I'm just some guy you know in real life who started a YouTube channel and rants about videos, yeah? But we're not here because we like the sound of our own voice. I mean, we do a little bit. Come on. But really, we're here to help. You have to learn this shit. And you're going to have to learn it the hard way or the easy way. And the easier, the better, right? Yes, the hard experiences make for better teaching. And yes, you will have to learn a lot of this the hard way. But there's quite a few things that you can apply to your life now that will help some of that cushioning, that will help save some heartache, that will help make things easier for your cognitive awareness later down the road. So, all I'm asking, and if these videos help, if these rantings help, do me a huge favor. Subscribe, of course, but hit the like button. Leave me a comment, in fact. Here at the tavern, I forgot my drink. Here at the tavern, we're here to talk. We're here to sit and drink our ales and our mead and our beers. We're here to smoke our cigarettes and our pipes. We're here to talk and discuss and improve and figure out what we can do to make things better for us. Us, of course, that's why you're here, to listen to my opinion, but to make shit better for you as well, yeah? But then also, inadvertently, or maybe even on purpose, to make the lives of those around us better. So that way you are looked at a little bit better, so you feel a little bit better, because maybe, like myself, you have a dire need to help other people. You like helping people, and you like feeling good when you help other people. That's fantastic. Do that. Do it well. What is going to teach you to do it well? By exemplifying it yourself. By doing it well yourself. If you can apply it to your life, then you can most certainly apply it to the lives of other people. It's okay to not know where you're going all the time. It's okay to have moments of lostness. But let it be a moment. Let it be a season. And then get yourself on track. And get your ass in gear. What's the average lifespan of a human now? 74, 75-ish? You only have so long, my friend, to figure shit out and be able to live it comfortably. I'm 32. in the blink of an eye, I was 17, 18, hanging out with my buddy in his room playing World of Warcraft in his basement. His mom would, where's my homie? Oh, he's not feeling very well today. He took a couple days off school. Oh, that motherfucker. He's feeling fine. He's just got that bug of World of Warcraft. Go over there to his house after school, and sure as shit, 5 bowls of cereal around him, fucking eyes looking like zombies. Oh, what are you doing? Farming whelplings. Oh, for fuck's sake. In the blink of an eye, I was that kid. And in the blink of an eye, here I am with a kid. Like that. You only have so long to get it together. And the sooner the better. So, with that being said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment. And do me a favor, please. Please. Only do it if this helps. If this is just something to kill your time, then hey, fuck all. Who cares? Okay? But if this helps, if this genuinely gives you an idea about things and your direction, then pay it forward. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. Go to Tate's channel. Go to Entrepreneur in Cars. Go to that channel. Go to Fresh and Fit. Like their shit. Subscribe to their shit. Learn it from the source even. Don't just sit